I had an extra day on my fishing calendar, so I reviewed the tides, reviewed the moon phases, and called my buddy and said, let's go catch some sturgeon. So hang with me and watch some of this amazing sturgeon action and one heck of a fishing story at the end with Mac McCullough Fishing. We fished with Captain Steve about 2 months ago, but it ended in complete humiliation for me. So you need to understand something. Since the early 80s, I have only owned left-handed baitcasters. That's it. But I'm right-handed. In every activity in my life, I'm right-handed. I shoot right-handed, I write right-handed, bat right-handed, everything is right-handed. I set the hook with my right hand and control the rod with my right hand and reel with my left-handed, with my left hand. It is completely second nature to me. But when you fish with someone else, they only have right-handed reels. That's the opposite for me. Very difficult to make that transition. For years, I have caught shaker sturgeon off my bass boat with a flipping stick and a wide spool swim bait reel with 80-pound braid. So admittedly, on that outing, I treated sturgeon a bit too casually and I regretted it immensely. During that first trip with Captain Steve, one of the captain's extra rods, which was next to mine, got a bite. I reeled down and began fighting this huge fish in the 60s, could have been 70-pound class with my right hand reeling, trying to control the fish with my left arm, which is the opposite for me. That fish pulled, dragged, and plowed underneath the boat with gusto, and eventually that fish pulled loose and I lost it. Never gave it slack, it just came loose for whatever reason. That was a disappointing moment. It was a big fish. It was the second fish, maybe third fish of the day. Yet the first one or two were shakers, but that one was definitely either in the slot or above the slot, and I lost it. After I lost that first fish, you just shake it off and keep it moving. Eventually, I hooked up with another beast on my wide spool swim bait reel that was attached to one of the captain's extra rods. So, with great humiliation, I will share this 3-minute video with you as a do not do this educational video.
Keep the pressure on them. That I know. That's basic fishing 101. Woo! Jeez. Ain't real right now, but it's cool, man. That's a good Shoot. Don't let them drag. I'm not touching nothing. I'm just holding on. Go back on him and reel down. Reel down. Go back and reel down, bro. Just relax. That's all you gotta do. Go back now. Reel down. Reel down and pick out the slack. He's pulling line. Okay. Don't mess with your drag, bro. Don't mess with it. Okay. Pull back and reel down, big dog. Reel down. Stay up on the rail. Stay up on the rail. Pull back and reel down. Pull back and reel down, big dog. Pull back. I'm pulling back. Now reel down. Pull back. Reel down. Take out the slack. There you go. Pull back. Reel down. Take out the slack. Pull back. Reel down. Reel down. Reel down. Only when he wants to run, you just let him. Hey, and when you reel down, don't straighten that rod out like that, bro. Oh, yeah. Blood of Jesus, bro. That's the lucky rod. Pull back. Let down. That's a big fish, bro. You're gonna probably end up jumping out there. Reel down, reel down. Don't high stick it. Just pull it up to like about 10 o'clock. Reel down, reel down, reel down. Pull up.
It's not reeling because he's pulling drag at the same time.
Yeah. I told you on reels, man. I told you it was little bass reels. Pull back and reel down. Okay, now reel down. Hey, and reel down, let it down slowly. Because you want to keep the pressure on the fish. Anytime you slack the line, the fish can spit it on you. He don't stop, just keep the pressure on. Keep the pressure on. Hey, you're lowering the rod tip too fast.
He's hitting this pull me.
Is he? Let me see. How much more you got on there?
Not much at all.
Here, let me see.
Not much at all.
Let me see something. Let me see something. Let me see something. Let me see something. Take the pressure off the fish. Now the fish ain't going. He ain't going. Stop. I'm making the fish don't feel it no more. Now, put that. Oh. I try to make him stop by taking the pressure off.
Well, as you can see in that video, I hooked up with a beast of a sturgeon. It took drag, and the amount of drag pressure on that baitcaster reel, which is designed for bass fishing, had to be less than 8 pounds of drag. It is insufficient, let me tell you, for a beast of a sturgeon. During that fight, all it did was pull drag. There were times when the captain was telling me to reel. I was reeling, but the spool went non-stop. So it was pulling out drag as I was turning the handle, which doesn't do anything but cause problems. And then he tried to disengage the spool so that the fish sensed that maybe he wasn't hooked anymore. And that didn't work because line was just coming off at clips. I started off with over 200 yards of line attached to that fish, and then when we re-engaged, I had maybe, I don't know, feet of line left over, and at which point it got spooled. There was 0 braid left on that spool, and that was the last bite that we received that day, and I went home with my tail between my legs. So, apologized to the captain. I said, listen, you don't know me very well, but the next time you see me, I will come correct. And I did. I have 2 leveraged jigger rods from Shimano. Here's one. Here's a second one. They have in excess of 35 pounds of drag on each. Shimano Sturgeon rod. And this one also has 40 pounds of drag. This is the one that I used on the most recent trip. You can see that our setup here has 80 pound braid attached to a swivel snap and some beads, in addition to the leader here, which is reminiscent of a Carolina rig, 7/0 hook, and a 1 pound weight that he uses. This is mine, but he uses weights in excess of 1 pound. So I did come correct, and when you see this next video, you will see more success than you did in the prior. Enjoy. Please subscribe below for part 2 of this memorable sturgeon adventure. Thank you.